Greetings to all DOTA 2 show matches. What we have in store for you this evening. We've had ourselves a little bit of a fun time tonight. And, well, the only way we can cap it off is with a DOTA 2 match. We did DOTA 1 because it's still awesome. It's always going to be awesome. But we're into the world of DOTA 2, which is our new fantastic world. Norway versus Sweden. Of course, it's a bit of a show match organised by one of the minions out there. Shout out to Hjort if he's currently tuning in. Yeah, so thank you very much to him. Norway versus Sweden. So the Swedish team, bit of a compilation of emo core players as well as a couple of other guys. And they'll be going up against the guys from Norway. I would say who they are, but nobody really knows anybody from Norway, do they? So yeah, we won't really worry about that. Let's jump ourselves into the game, just like that, because we do normally actually have ourselves a draft screen, but in the world of DOTA 2, it basically takes up the full screen, so we won't be using our draft screen for this. Instead, though, you can actually see this point, like, obviously, everything for the draft is all on this one screen. Of course, I want to give a big welcome out there to those people who are tuning in to join DOTA, if they are from LoL, HON, or any other form of gaming type of genre. Even if you're not a gamer, welcome to join DOTA. We'll try and make this as simplistic for you as possible, because my brand is simplistic, so obviously I'm the best person to actually give that simplistic view from. If you understood that, then obviously you realize how simple DOTA is. This is our drafting screen, of course. Everything is put down in easy details for you to actually see. So we have two bands from either side. We take it in turns, of course, and then we go through 3 picks, which is done. There's always a fun thing to actually see who's going to have the first pick. At this point, the Radiant will actually have the first pick. So we see a band out of Prophet as well as Chen. 2 very, very big pushing heroes. Of course, if anybody has watched any of my streams, I realize that Prophet is basically one of my funnest heroes to actually play right now, but also one of the most boringest to actually watch. You spend most of the time early on in the game, for like the first 20 minutes, just sitting in the neutrals and farming. Unless you play with Na'Vi or Moscow 5 or any of those kind of teams, they love to pull him out of the neutrals after about 3 levels, at which point he'll go roaming and ganking. Not even roaming. He can roam anywhere because he's actually got the ability to actually TP himself anywhere on the map. So it's very, very easy. Anti-Mage is being banned out as well as Spectra. So we actually see our first 2 bans being 2 heroes who are renowned for pushing. Spectra and Anti-Mage, they're known as what's called agility carry. So their primary attribute is agility. You basically can break down all heroes into 3. So there's strength, agility, and intelligence. Intelligence are generally heroes which have casting spells, either support-wise or big damage-dealing kind of spells as well. Agility heroes, basically, they're right-click heroes. So basically, you right-click on somebody, and with just standard attacking, you will kill him. You still have your abilities which complement your attack, but that is generally the whole mix of an agility hero. And then, of course, you have your strength heroes, who are the big-ass, really, really tanky kind of guys. Sometimes you do actually have a bit of a swap over between the 2 of them, and that's kind of where I put Night Stalker. Night Stalker, of course, has himself a silence, as well as a crippling slow. So 2 abilities which he likes to actually cast off. They don't cost that much mana, but they still do cost a lot because he doesn't actually have a big mana pool, because he is a strength hero. Night Stalker is a strength hero. So he's a little bit harder to actually play with. Unless I'm... No, he's definitely a strength hero. I had a weird thought that he's actually an agility hero, but no, he is actually a tanky, strengthy hero. The agility hero is actually being picked up by the Radiant as well. In fact, we see both the 2 of the new heroes who have been recently added to the world of DOTA 2, being Kunkka as well as Juggernaut. So you can see both of them on your screen right now. We'll run through the Radiant side to actually go through. So we'll look at Juggernaut. So Juggernaut's our agi carry. So he actually has his first ability is a spin. It becomes magic immune while he's actually spinning. It used to actually be physical damage that was actually given by that, but in the world of DOTA 2 is actually magical damage, I believe. Cinder and I were actually having a look at that before. So there are some small tweaks that are different in this world of DOTA 2. But he has that ability. Also has a healing ward if he actually wants to drop that. Trying to remember. Yeah, that definitely is him. He also has himself an extra little bit of crit if he needs it. And then, of course, his big ultimate, which makes him invulnerable and will jump. He randomly jumps to any target he casts on. So generally try and pop that off when there is no one else actually around. So yes, Crystal Maiden, of course, will give mana to both of these. I was commenting about the very, very small mana pool in the Night Stalker, and that is basically problem is solved by Crystal Maiden. So she has a Brilliance aura which goes all around the map and basically floods everywhere. Global aura for every single hero, and will increase the mana regen. Bit by bit by bit by bit, it actually does that. So also great early on in the piece. She's not just known for an aura. In fact, her aura actually used to be the main thing that people would actually pick her up for. And then people basically just said, hang on, what's the point? Her aura got nerfed down a little bit. The regeneration wasn't as overpowered as it used to be. So people didn't really look at it that way. And then she got her Nova actually amped up. So it did a little bit more damage. Still same amount of slow, but just that little bit more damage. And everyone just thought, hang on, she's actually a good early aggression hero. And she is. She's basically got a good AoE damage as well as slow. It slows everything down, and that's her Frost Nova. And then she's got the Frostbite, which will lock a hero in place. So by level 2, you got yourself a AoE nuke slow plus a stun. Great for those early supports in the lanes, and then, of course, the later for heroes who are very mana-intensive. And we see another one of those guys coming up right now, which is also Tidehunter. Has his Gush, but can basically pop off 2 of those guys, and then it's completely out of mana. Has Anchor Smash as well. You pop that off, everybody actually gets negative damage, I believe it actually is, or armor. And then, of course, the big ultimate is the Ravage, not the Anchor Smash. The Ravage, of course, gives a massive, basically AoE stun. Everything on your screen will get stunned. That's the range of that Ravage. Sending out spikes through the ground, stuns everything in the area. So great for interrupting big abilities, like if you're looking for like Enigma Black Holes, or if there's a big team fight, you can shut everybody down, and they basically can't move for that time. So we do actually see him being picked up. He also does have that Kraken Shell as well, so the Kraken Shell makes him one hell of an effective tank. Also, Ancient Apparition, Enchantress, Enigma, as well as ES taken out. So we're moving up the team fight potential through the Ancient Apparition as well as the Earthshaker. And Enchantress, of course, a great pusher. Throw him into the same lines as Chen. Now, we will actually have ourselves a different way of actually moving the camera around in this game, because while I actually haven't completely fixed up all the bugs just yet, the middle mouse actually won't let me drag right now. So we can still actually, well, at least they changed it up so we can actually drag on the screen like this, as well as using cursor keys. So the camera will be a little bit more jumpy than what you're actually used to. And, of course, you have my apologies for that. The bug has been logged, and it will be taken care of. So let's check out our last picks as well. So we did see Windrunner heading up towards the top lane. We'll have Joey as the Night Stalker actually going solo mid, and that's so Juggernaut actually can actually free farm on that bottom lane, and also be very aggressive here on that bottom lane with the CM and Tidehunter coming down to support him on that bot. And yeah, saying around short, they are looking into actually fix that middle mouse button. We see Mirana coming up. Mirana, of course, the hero who was made very famous by Havorst. If you didn't actually check out recently the ICS tournament, where Havorst and a +4, because Na'Vi actually no longer exists, Na'Vi being the team where she took out the Dota 2 International. They no longer exist anymore due to the fact that we had the captain leave, and then, well, basically everything falls apart generally after a captain leaves. So that is actually what happened, and for some reason I'm getting doorbells going off in my ears. Hopefully that won't last though, and yeah, GG. And yeah, so Mirana will be going our solo bot up against the tri-lane. I wish her all the best of luck. Kunkka will be going in the middle lane as their mid-solo. Of course, Kunkka, a hero who we have not actually talked about just yet. And we'll have Vengeful Spirit Viper, as well as one more hero. In fact, actually not going to go solo mid. Lid's just going to be there to support out the Kunkka. Something which does actually happen every now and then if you're actually running a mid melee solo and you're expecting a range hero to actually be facing up against you, then you actually throw in someone like a Lich or a Vengeful Spirit to actually support you. So Night Stalker feels, in this case, a little bit more, I don't really want to go in there. But same with like the range heroes. Gives a little bit more space for that melee hero to come up and actually get those last hits. So we want to see an initiation here on that bottom lane. The Frost has already gone off. Tidehunter will probably not gush this. He probably can if he wants to, but they'll just force him to pop off the salve instead of a tango. He will still actually have that regen there. Mirana keeping her illusions over on the side, so she managed to pick up that illusion rune on the bottom lane, and that's going to stop the creep camp from actually spawning early on in the piece. At every minute mark, the creep camp will spawn. The first creep camp actually spawns at 30 seconds, and then there's 1 minute after that every single time. So 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, and there we go already. Mirana taking a lot of damage. But this is the reason why they do actually like throwing her into a tri lane. You can use that leap ability. Any other hero, probably, well, most heroes who don't actually have an escape ability like that will be caught on that lane and will never actually be able to do anything at that point. You just basically die, you give out first blood, and there's the extra 200 gold when you actually give away first blood as well. Goes to the hero who actually gets the last swipe. If not, you'll get split among the team if it's actually just done by a standing creep or a tower. Mirana, of course, also being ranged means she can actually stay pretty close, and then we go Frost Nova again. So see him just doing what she needs to do. Harass back, you've got those clarity potions in there too. Early consumables. If you're wondering what a consumable is too, there's some standard ones. We've actually already seen all of them being used on this bottom lane. Oh, hello. No Job's actually disconnecting for the moment, so hopefully that will actually not last. I don't think he's actually a player. I think he's actually, yeah, he's a spectator. But yeah, it's consumables. So we just saw one being popped off there. It's a clarity potion. We'll see if we can see that animation. So it's actually still going around here. There's that clarity potion right there. So 3.3 mana is regenerated per second. And it's a 50 gold to actually buy it. Consumable, so you always have that mana. She hasn't got that brilliance aura, the arcane aura, sorry, it's actually called. Has not got that up yet. So everybody doesn't actually have that extra mana regen you'd get from that, which is a bit of a pain in the butt, but she does need to be early aggressive, and that's what they want to do with that DD rune. They want to initiate here on the Kunkka or the Lich, and it looks like it's going to be the Lich to actually start with. So there goes the Night Stalker slow. Kunkka actually with a good stun, putting up the Night Stalker up into the air. Frost Nova goes off, but Kunkka was just on the edge of that, so he only gets a little bit chilled off the edge of it. But he's a ship captain. He's used to going out in the night time. It's like Windrun's actually now left the top lane. She wants to come in towards the middle lane as well. Everybody's just going everywhere, and Viper is just having himself a free farm time on the top lane. Not something you want to do. One thing I didn't actually go through was actually Kunkka. So Kunkka is actually a new addition to the world of Dota 2. He has himself 4 abilities. One is called the Tide Bringer. So the Tide Bringer actually is a passive ability, but it's a passive on the cooldown. So you actually see 30, 10, 7, 4. That's the cooldown you get on the Tide Bringer. And his sword will glow, just like you're seeing it right now. Oh, hello. Frost going off in the mid, but it's just more harassment. So the Tidebringer, let's see our next ability, which we're going to talk about. So Tidebringer, whenever you attack a creep, if your sword is glowing with that Tidebringer, damn it, let me explain what the hell is going on before Mirana actually gets the first blood. That's actually quite impressive to kill off the Crystal Maiden. Where did she actually die? Oh, she's already back up and alive again. So yeah, first blood, bottom lane. Mirana manages to claim that. That's going to help her life. So must have actually hit a pretty good arrow, judging by the fact that her leap just comes off cooldown as well as the arrow coming off cooldown. Yeah, thanks very much, Dutch Freak. Everybody gets a drink. It's a drinking game that actually happens. But this is more of a tutorial kind of thing while this is all going on. And looks like Windrunner dies on the top lane. It's going to be some trouble for the Viper, who's actually caught inside the trees. He needs that creep wave to actually come down, and they might even use this to try and grab themselves a second one. CM's going to come up, so if VS lands a good stun right now, they could actually get the kill here on CM, who already wastes off a Nova. Second TB's going to come in, so basically the kill on CM's going to be impossible. Viper's caught inside the trees. Halaterra still going off, and no, Vengeful Spirit can't get close enough. Windrunner is the one to TP in with the power shot, gets the last hit. Good shackle shot. Shackle shot able to latch a hero to a tree. Another creep, another hero. The stun will not last as long. 8 HP points on the Vengeful Spirit after that power shot. Mores is not going to be happy with the fact that VS gets away with that minimal HP. Yes, the shackle shot. The stun duration is pretty standard if it actually doesn't have anything to actually latch onto. But if you do actually have something to latch onto, then the stun duration is actually increased, or is actually staying the same. It's almost like a mini stun. Mid gank is going to come off right now. So Titan CM, Tide Hunter actually already putting down a good torrent, setting the CM up in the air. Night Stalker still wants to chase it up, but there's not enough mana for another Void. So unable to actually slow him down. Now he actually does have enough mana, so decides to actually pop it off on the Lich. Wonder if he's actually running as a bottle charge. That's the reason where he got his mana from. Torrent pops off in the mid lane once again, so it's a good combination. So let's actually go back to where we were to start with. So Kunkka has the 2 abilities which you will always level up first. You see him there, 3 levels on Tidebringer, which is actually surprising. He's using it more for harassment in the middle lane. And then 2 levels on Torrent at the moment. So Torrent, basically there's a delay on it. The delay actually is always 2 seconds. You actually get slowed after you get done by the Torrent, but it's the damage that's also done. So it's 180 on that level 2, 300 is the max. So you'll see a little small wet patch coming out there. You as a hero can see that as well. It is visible for the eye, so if you see that happening, then you just know don't stand on that patch. It will shoot you up into the air by a torrent of water coming out from your feet. So it's a good stun to actually happen, especially during good team fights, because it's a good AoE stun. The other 2 abilities actually a thing called X marks the spot. So basically, you fire that off. Wherever the hero is when X marks the spot, oh, hello, Viper going to go down the top lane. Gush has already happened right now. Power shot will finish the job. So 3 heroes managed to actually get the kill on the Viper on the top lane. An important hero to actually kill off too. You don't want to farm on him. But our last ability, our last two abilities for Kunkka, so X marks the spot will work as well. So if someone actually pops off a TP scroll, it will bring them back. If somebody like Weaver is time lapse, for instance, it will actually bring them back as well, I'm pretty sure. So we don't actually have Weaver to actually test that. But yeah, it'll always bring you back as long as you hit off the X marks the spot. The fourth ability in the ultimate is the Ghost Ship. So the Ghost Ship. So this is a big hero, is a big thing to actually get off the team fights as well. So while you actually deal off the damage, so 300, 400, 500 for each ship that comes down, duration a little bit longer, bonus speed, you get a little bit more as well. But what makes it even better is basically it causes damage and stuns the enemies, but it also gives your allies, as you can see it right now, they receive bonus movement speed and also a reduction in damage. So they don't take as much damage by the opposition, but that needs to actually hit. It needs to go in those big team fights. It's a big thing to actually go. Now, a mid lane going to go for a gank up again, but Viper comes in. The power shot wants to trigger, and now we go with the Viper ulti. It wanted to actually trigger there on Tidehunter, and, well, he's already got himself away, so he should actually be fine. It did actually look like the ultimate was actually just a standard poison attack, and now Night Stalker's wanting to come back in again. There's our ultimate going on Night Stalker. Really reduces that movement speed down, and, well, actually, that was, again, just a standard poison attack. The ultimate actually went onto the Tidehunter. So I finally did actually hit the target I thought it was going to hit. But we do see two heroes going down here for the Dire. So Viper, one hero I haven't talked about just yet as well. I mentioned his ultimate a couple of times. And we'll just bring him up right now. So the Viper Strike, and this is where it gets kind of insane for Viper. If he has himself a decent amount of farm, he can basically just slow you down. You would never be able to run. Night Stalker has an insane movement speed. Oh, lucky creep actually saving the life there of Juggernaut. As the lull just comes out from him as well. It's like, yay! I get to win. The spin now goes off, and he actually finds out the real one, and he's got to be really careful. The ultimate will now pop off, and with that, he will actually get the last hits. You see him just jumping very, very fast. Mirana already used a leap. She could not escape from that. There's the power of Juggernaut. Got to be really careful when that ultimate actually pops off. The spin can set it up. The spin does a lot of damage, especially at level 4. 140 with every spin. It'll last for 5 seconds. So basically, you can take away 600 HP, 700 if you want to, depending on how much exposure he actually gets. And of course, that magic immunity means he can't level Starfall, you can't arrow, it's actually slow him down. If you get your timing right, you can go nuts from there. So Gush up here on the top line, Shackle Shot as well. There's nothing for it to actually latch onto, and actually trying to actually VS swap out from the range of the power shot, and then runs up very, very nicely. Nicely done by Nookie. It's given time for Lich to actually come in. Windrunner really diving that tower to get that kill, and will actually throw a life away to the Viper, which is not what he wanted to actually do. A Viper for a Windrunner for a Vengeful Spirit. I'll take that trade any day of the week. And now they'll try and push out this top tower. It's pretty damaged as well. Be our first tower to go down for the game. And that means 200 gold for everybody, as well as a little bit of extra money for the last hit. And Mirana's the one to actually get that. Tidehunter was actually very, very close to that, but Lich actually left a pretty good frost. Not level 6 just yet, so there's no big Nova to fly out. Mirana gets Tidehunter, and they should be able to pick off the Crystal Maiden as well. 3 arrows to chase, and Viper, yep, 1 attack. Slow goes on, and then the rest of the damage is more than enough. But yes, Viper able to slow anybody down. Does more damage as well once you actually get lower. Look at that bonus base damage. That's what really actually starts to hurt later on in the game when you get those heroes who are really hard to bring down. And he's the one to actually drop their life down pretty fast as well. So the poison attacks, so the damage over time, the move slow, the attack slow. Basically, you become a useless hero once that poison attack goes off. And you can see it right now, the mana cost at level 40 is only 20 mana. 20 mana off a 413 mana pool hero. So many times he can pop that off, and then his ultimate is only 125 as well. And the cooldown for that's actually not too massive. Like, it's actually 30 seconds at level 3. So once he's level 16, you can pop that off every single time you see a hero, and it's a lot of damage over time too. 145 at level 3, move slow 80%, attack slow 80%. Literally, you stand still. It's the easiest way of putting it. Arrow will fly, just having a little bit of a scout with that. He was hoping for a hit, but there's nothing he could do, so it was in the end just more of a scout. With only 24 mana, I just want to pop off something before he had to run all the way back to base. There's still 6-5 now into it to actually catch us up after we've actually been looking at all the heroes. We can check out the difference in the teams. So as you can see in our graph, still a little bit big. They are completely reworking the HUD for Dota 2. So it'll be cool once they actually do that. Looks like mid actually saw an engagement, because that always happens when we check it out. So Windrunner actually killing off Lich in the middle lane. So we'll actually check out our difference in gold right now. So it's only 2,000 gold difference. Dropped down a little bit in favor of the Dire. And then it came back up again. So Radiant managed to actually pull it back a little bit. But it's interesting to actually see 2,000 gold difference, even though the kill count is actually 7 to 5. A little bit of trouble for Viper in the mid. He's already gushed as well as silenced, and they should be careful to dive in too far. The arrow will fly, hits on Windrunner, and Mirana could actually get this kill, but the Frost goes. Starfall from range. They want to get a little bit more. Lich with the Frost did not actually pop off the ulti, which was surprising just then, considering Mirana, even if she did leap, it would still pull it with, even if, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that ultimate would have bounced pretty well, is where I wanted to go. There goes that ship from Kunkka. Misses everything, just flies right over the top. Was hoping to get a big hit on the Radiant side who wanted to actually chase. Halotero now goes. Arrow will hit. VS swapping Tidehunter into a safer place for Viper to kill. The VS does come in range of that tower. Magic Missile stuns onto the Night Stalker, who has already been done off basically. And there's that slow I was talking about from Viper. That's not even its ultimate. That's just that poison attack at level 4. They'll claim off the tier 1 tower in the mid lane as well. There's nothing the Radiant can do about this. They're not fighting with the full team as well, because we've actually got Juggernaut, who's left the bottom lane and is actually pushing out the tier 1 tower on the top lane. Almost going to get it too, but the fortification is going to make life a little bit more difficult. No, he should be able to get it too, so there we go. Last hit does go to the Juggernaut. And while we are seeing a lot of map control being gained right now, that was our second tier 1 tower. Game towers are actually turned on. They must just be a little bit low. So I'll just turn that up for everybody. Hopefully it won't be too loud for everybody. A little bit of trouble if Windrunner gets in a little bit too close right now. There's a lot of heroes wanting to go, especially Team Slow as well as negative armor coming out from the Dire. And now they do go good Frost. Lich ultimate will bounce. One hit, but they do split up far enough. VS swapping the Tidehunter once again back into a safe spot. It was a good power shot out by Windrunner. She wants to get this kill once again. Really, Windrunner's got something against its Vengeful Spirit, but does actually go down. So guys in the IRC, is the audio a little bit too loud for you right now? It's actually fine. So I will rely on you guys to let me know. But Windrunner being slightly suicidal. Vengeful Spirit still on the run here. Gotta be careful not to actually get caught out. Crystal Maiden would love to get a cheap kill on that. So now we'll actually jump back into our mid defense. There we go. Once again, Lich just grabbing some mana. Level 2 Sacrifice. It is the normal build. 4 on Frost Blast, so we can actually harass. Sacrifice goes the rest of the way. You're going to pick up the regen as well. Sacrifice, of course, one of those great abilities just for the fact of denying XP. Now they got the vision, and tier 1 tower will now be pushing the mid. Juggernaut still not part of this, though. He's just farming up these side lanes, which are not being watched. And while Kunkka's down here, he's got to be careful. That's a level 11 Juggernaut with spin, but doesn't have his ultimate. So that's the only upside for him right now, that there is no ultimate. Good torrent, though. Juggernaut's on very, very low life. And has forced back just to regen off a little bit. He does actually have an Urn Charge burning on him as well. Urn, a fantastic item. He's actually on the Kunkka.
Tower is under attack.
And in the meantime, though, mid lane's going to go there. We see the Ravage animation. Gush as well. Arrow will fly, and the rest of the Radiant just basically just sit down a little bit lower. Already used her leap to get close towards that. Mirana will now go down CM with a good ultimate, but it's Windrunner who actually gets the double kill. And we'll bring down the Viper as well as the Mirana. Juggernaut wanting to run towards the mid. Someone needs to give him some life back
Radiant's
again.
bottom tower is under attack.
Surprisingly, that Night Stalker. Here we go, Windrunner once again, popping up the Windrun. Wants to catch up towards the Lich. Going to look for the Shackle Shot. Actually going to go for the Power Shot to start with. Night Stalker wants to dive this, but it's daytime at the moment. So we will not want to go in for this. And now the Viper is actually back up and alive. We're looking for any stragglers inside his own neutrals. And Juggernaut is going for that Battle Fury. Has he actually completed it up now? Is going to be my bigger question. And there goes Night Stalker. Slowed, damaged, arrow will hit. Perfectly done there by Duncan.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
and that will get them the kill on the Night Stalker.
Radiant structure.
If he at 11 to 10 right now.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Meanwhile, back on the bottom lane, Kunkka actually getting himself a little bit more time as well. He's got himself a Claymore right now, so it's possible he might actually be looking. Actually, I'm just trying to remember my item build right now. possible he's actually looking for the Shadow Blade, also known as Lothar's. But more than likely, a lot of Kunkers actually like to go up with the Battle Fury. Personally, I prefer the crit, so he might even be going that way too. He could be looking at Crystallis and actually going in towards Barizia. Gives you a lot of damage on the back of that Tidebringer. They're going to look for the kill here on Juggernaut, and Juggernaut gets a full ultimate off, and then will spin. There was no creep wave, there was no other hero near him, and now he'll spin away. VS sorts him back in again. Magic Missile style, more than enough to actually kill off Juggernaut. So an easy kill for them. Windrunner still hanging around. Tidehunter and Night Stalker here as well. It's still daytime. They need to pop it to nighttime. Arrow will hit. Tidehunter gets hit. Lich Shoulder does not bounce though. And it's actually a real bit of trouble with a Viper being called out, but they do have enough support there to kill off Tidehunter. And Mirana popping off the ultimate comes in range of the tower, so even an ultimate which will actually send everybody in Viz. Send everybody in Viz in her team. Not the creeps, just the heroes. If you come in range of a tower, they do have true sights. They will see if you are in Viz. In the meantime, let's just sacrificing at the bottom lane. Power Shot demolished off this career pretty fast. Night Stalker would love a kill right now on Viper. With the slow from Lich, as well as the slow from Viper, he should be moving like an absolute torrent right now. But he is so slow. Vengeful Spirit with the stun. Kunker throws down the ship. Once again, the fail boat goes down. And Tidehunter throws out the gush, trying to kill off Lich. CM drops down the ultimate, but nobody is in range. A lot of ultimates being missed right now. Windrunner wants to get the kill. Lich does go down, but Conker will claim Windrunner's life in the middle of all this fight as well. Viper is still alive, sitting on the back end of play, and will be with one last hit, killed the remaining life on the Tidehunter. Arrow close range 2 will get the Night Stalker. Howl of Terror, there's not enough for a magic missile. Mirana will not stop her from leaping down and wasting a crap load of mana. And making it 15-13. Starfall now drops from the Mirana. They really want to try and initiate now on this bottom lane. Should be able to as well. And there's that Urn charge popping off again. There's going to be a lot of charges on that Urn. The Urn, of course, gains its charge with every single death that happens around it. And now the TP will come towards bottom lane. Looks like we're going to see the Radiant try and fight this. Mirana is an awesome shackle shot. Juggernaut's already on the front lines. He has his ultimate and he uses it just on the Vengeful Spirit. A little bit of a waste. And now Kunker wants to get it. Pops up the Urn charge and Lich just comes through and frost sprays to the face. That just basically nailed his ass down. Good arrow there from Duncan. That was actually not intentional. He was not meaning to actually kill up the CM. He wanted an arrow to Tidehunter. But still, whatever gets a kill, gets a kill. Tidehunter on the retreat, but there's that Urn charge going again. And one last hit from the Lich will give him a double kill. So once again, that Urn charge popping off from the Tidehunter. Try and deal with that damage. It's a great offensive as well as regenerative item. As it gets a charge. And it can be used to actually regenerate yourself with HP. And there you go. There's the example ourselves. The green effect you actually get on you. If you have the red effect, it's a negative Urn charge. Night Stalker in the meantime trying to catch up on his farm. The fact we're 20 minutes in, he's got treads and an Urn, as well as a magic wand. Not really a lot to play with right now for the Night Stalker. Needs to make the most of this nighttime. At least now we can buy up his treads. So there we go. We've got treads up at least. But they're still a very, very thin Night Stalker. He needs a lot more kills to get himself up. We'll actually check out our CS scores right now. While there's nothing that actually says CS, by the way, CS standing for creep stats. There's nothing that says this is our creep stat. It's actually here just on the side. So you got 102 for 5 on the Kunker, who's actually our most farmed hero on the map. Juggernaut was pretty close at 95 for 13. So now 96, now 97. So must be having a little bit of a spin there on that bottom lane. Actually, no, it's just doing it normally. So, yes, actually hitting the 100 mark now. 4 kills, 2 deaths. So it does mean he's got himself a fair amount of gold from those kills, but also lost a little bit through the 2 deaths. Kunker at 2 for 3. So in the end, Juggernaut having the superior farm as far as what's balanced between the money for kills as well as our creep stats. Mid looks like it wants to initiate here. Viper's just running straight down the mid, trying to catch up towards the Night Stalker. Viper had to be careful, though. Frost armor now coming up from Lich. A little bit of extra armor, because you do get frosted as well if you do attack that Viper. Which adds in yet another slowing effect. The movement going around. There is one ward up here by the Radiant, so they are watching this pretty closely. They know they're there. They just can't initiate on them. They actually can now. Mech up for the Windrunner. That's one good thing that's coming out from the Radiant lineup right now. You might have an underfarmed. Oh, hello, Smoker to see. Pops off. There you go, look for the Lich. Titan already revealing himself out of the smoke. No, he was not expecting Lich to actually have vision around that corner. Extra TP support now coming in. Smoker to see tonight, in which if you pop off, it actually sends you, well, whoever's in that AoE area, Invis. Arrow will now fly. It will hit, but they're not ready for 5. It's a great jackal shot. It's got Viper as well as the Vengeful Spirit. Ravage will pop. Lich Holy, though, will pop harder. Right in the mix. The ship actually hit very, very nicely. So very little damage being taken here by the Dire. They can keep this pressure up. The ship effect will now wear off. Vengeful Spirit, Howler Terror wants to kill off this Windrunner. You've had a vendetta against me all this time. Now I want to get my revenge, but Windrunner, out to pop up that Windrun. Extra evasion, extra movement speed. So it runs back out again. It's a good ship that time by Kunkka. And it's a big, big fun thing when you actually try and play Kunkka. And we actually do see Broadsword as well as Claymore. So he's actually going to go for that Battle Fury. He can actually complete it right now too. He's got the money for it. Yeah, a big thing when you actually have Kunkka is to land that ship. It is so essential for so many of the fights. If you want to get the upper hand, and that's exactly what happened just then. Like, the ship hit perfectly, and there goes that Battle Fury. So the courier doing his job would have flown over the top of the side shop here. Of course, the secret shop that's up here. It's not that secret. Everybody knows about it. But it's just a little bit harder to actually get to. Some groups I know oh, Duncan, what are you doing there, son? It's not the real one. Setting another one into. It's another illusion. The real one's back here, popping off the bottle charges. Generally in the Water Dota 1, you're actually a little bit more to actually go with arrow hitting here. Crystal Maiden really getting nailed from the range, and Nice Dog can try to run back in again. VS won't let him out. Swaps him back in again. VS, of course, ultimate ability swaps back places. 2 down for the Radiant. And there's that real Mirana leaping herself in. Not enough for another Starfall, though, which is the downside. With that, they could have got the kill, but Viper, so much extra damage. Not only does it slow too, did I mention the fact that it does an extra burst damage, like 24 damage over time? And you got a duration of 20 seconds, so that's an extra 50 damage that's done pretty damn fast. And they'll claim a tier 2 tower now. It's very hard to play a positional game like Dota when you're going up against Team Slow. In the meantime, too, the one hero that's been missing is Juggernaut in the top. He's been getting a fair decent amount of farm. That's not going to help him when he keeps on losing map control. Doesn't matter how much farm you've got. If you lose your racks, if you're actually facing mega, like, supersize me creeps, then, well, the game's basically over for you. And now the tier 3 tower will come under threat. Fortification goes off. It's not something you want to pop off all the time. By doing so, it does actually mean you won't have that up your sleeve. So now the retreat goes back again. We do see the Ravage actually gets 3 of them right now. Nice Dog just wants Lich power shot, helping out, but he hasn't got the last hit. Tight Under actually throwing down the big ultimate. Right, not Tight Under, the freaking hell, I keep getting the two of them mixed up. My apologies. Kunkka and Tight Hunter. Kunkka was the one that threw down the ship. The chase is still going. They find out Viper. Negative earn charge going on top of him. Torrent goes off. Doesn't actually get anybody on that. And there goes the Shackle Shot, holding him to this tree right here. And Kunkka's actually caught in the middle. He will pick up CM, but it will cost him his life. So 3 will go down. Windrunner's the last one to get the last hit. Vengeful Spirit swapping to get herself in a better position. Of course, the better position is now exactly right next to Night Stalker. Tight Under getting the last hit with that Gush. So only one hero to actually escape, and that's the Mirana. In the meantime, Juggernaut keeping up with his farms. That's a good battle there for the Radiant to win. Obviously, they're losing a little bit of control right now, but to actually pick off Kunkka as well as Viper. Vengeful Spirit, it works. They did pick up Lich as well, so it sets them back a little bit in their in the whole farming kind of style of things.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But the mid push on the bottom, that's going to give so much fun to Juggernaut, especially with that Battle Fury. Already up at 2,700. He could be looking at Manta as well. And then you'll have all the push in the world. Because every single illusion you pop off will also have the same effect of the Battle Fury. I think knowing the world as heroes of New World, there's the Ruined Axe. Look at that crit just popping up. So actually got level 4 on that healing ward. Mainly because he's actually level 17, so he's actually completely full right now. And, well,
Dire's
there's it,
bottom
Yasha.
tower is under attack.
Kyo's trying to actually go, he's going Sanjay Yasha. Which is possible as well, but I'm really actually expecting more the Manta style. He wants more of himself. Arrow will fly! Misses, though. And there's actually Sanjay Yasha, and that's why I knew it, because the courier was bringing it in. So Sanjay Yasha done as the stats man. Sanjay Yasha also up on Mirana. Weird way of actually going. Not many Miranas like to do that. Obviously just feeling a little bit fragile, the Mirana. Most Miranas do prefer that Mana Style because there's obviously so many more options. And now Juggernaut actually still spinning while the ship came in. So it actually doesn't have all the desired effect it would actually want them to. Crystal Maiden will go down.
That cuts no ice with me.
And Juggernaut able to actually TP himself back out again. It should actually stun Jugger, but not while he's actually spinning. That's why that's what doesn't work. It's that magic immunity. The boat does not go through the spin. The boat does not go through. It'll be like being stunned when you're in BKB. It's the same effect that actually happens. It's like Nake's with his rage. Nake's a hero which has not made his way to Dota 2 just yet. So just answering the questions of the spectators. Yeah. A lot of oldies goes to... Really? No. It's just like Viper's oldie doesn't go through spin as well. Ravish now goes. It's a good blink. It's a good setup. They need to make the most of this, but the Lich ultimate! Oh, it just rapes the Radiant. Something royal. CM tries to come in, but that just throws away her life. The Shackle Shot might be the only thing that saves her right now, as well as power. Viper really wanted that kill. Primaror does actually go through BKB. There's actually only 2 ultimates that actually go through BKB at the moment. And that is the Enigma ultimate as well as the Raw. Juggernaut heading back out in that bottom lane. You just see the crit just like destroy this crit wave so damn fast. He gives him good position to actually do this too. Try and actually create the arc to be a little bit more favorable for him so he doesn't have to take that many hits. And he could do this as well. Like, you got a fair amount of confidence on bottom lane. Haste. Viper will now actually show himself in that bottom lane, and Juggernaut just spins and then TPs. So demolishes up the creep wave and can TP himself back out again. So Gale is actually going to follow him. Hey, where's our Juggernaut? He's about to be hit by this. I just want to watch this hit. Did it actually get all the way? No, it didn't. Damn it! There's been a couple of moments like that. So we also a bit of a Roffle clip that was posted up on YouTube, and it was Pudge actually hooking, and he TP'd himself back into the well, but he hooked before he actually did. So the hook went, and then it basically just dragged the hero from one side of the map to the other. It's a pretty big glitch. Roshan now easy to bring down. So much negative armor. Got spell block. Look at that. Poison attacks are reducing his speed. Wave of terror as well. Sanjay Yasha is also getting the cripple on him. And Roshan will take the fall. And Kunkka is the one that has the Aegis Immortal. Surprising he's actually the one to actually have it. I would have actually thrown it more towards Viper. Viper at this point is the one which basically nobody can kill and can tank the entire team. So giving it to him, I probably would have gone more on. But in the end, it is going to be Kunkka, and Kunkka actually leaves his teammates to go towards that top lane to push that creep wave back a fair distance as well. He's also gone up with that Battle Fury. An item which is a little bit more classic on Kunkka because a lot of late game items for Kunkka are a little bit more expensive. But if you do actually go, well, it was known as the Barizia, and now it's actually known as something different. I can't actually look at it. My brain is drawing a blank for the items. I'll remember it sometime soon. But basically it does a large amount of crit, and when you actually put that on the back of the Tidebringer, then yeah, you can basically demolish off an entire team with just one swipe. It's what makes him really, really powerful. Daedalus, thank you very much to Rabbit in the IRC. It's called the Daedalus now. Which just makes me think of Star Trek. Yeah, don't know why. Because it's a Daedalus class assault ship. Oh, that's why. Yeah, you know why. Star Trek nerds out there. Give me a booyah, man. Give me a booyah. 22 to 27 right now. Let's actually just check out our difference in the gold. It's actually still in favor of the Dire. The Rainwear actually pulling it back a little bit. They did actually lose that fight, though, which kind of nailed them off a little bit. That's why they're back down to 5,000 gold difference. Now, the gold difference doesn't mean anything, as I've said many, many times during a lot of my casts. No matter what actually happens, you can get all the farm you want, but, and I will exaggerate this but, if you cannot maintain map control, if you cannot kill off the creeps, then basically you may as well not even play. Because, yeah, farming yourself up is nothing. You'll play as a team, and now we're going to see ourselves a team fight already. Lich is going to be ready to go in, and Mirana's doing the scouting with the Invis rune. Spots 3 down the bottom. The tier 1 tower on the bottom does actually die, but when's initiation going to come? The Frost and Night Stalker now popping off his ultimate. Jug ulti will bounce around, but there's enough heroes to actually take a lot of this damage, and now he will spin. Power Shot goes. The Ravage as well is just trying to hold the Viper in place. Lich ulti will bounce back down to side the wave. Juggernaut takes the fall. CM Moldy's there to actually help out, but in the end, she will actually die towards the Conquer. There's that tie bring up. Mass crit you get from that. And such low cooldown for it. Actually keeping us up back out as Windrunner. They won't get the stun off. Thought Ty might be looking for a bit of a random torrent, but in the end he didn't. So 3 down for the Radiant. Windrunner still lucky to get himself back out. And we do actually see Conquer actually going out with our Shadow Blade. So people will know it as Lothars from the world of Dota 1. That's known as Shadow Blade in the world of Dota 2. Allows the carrier to go invis when it's actually activated. Does it have that 18-second cooldown? So that's basically about a 5-second difference between when you actually can pop it off and when you can bring it back. It does cost mana, though, so it's not something you want to pop off all the time. Especially for a hero like Kunku, who does actually really need to hold on to that mana. A lot of people like to actually go with a stick. I'm talking about a magic stick. Because that just gives you that extra torrent when you actually need it. Courier's flying back too, so I think we've actually had something else dropped off. But yeah, so he's actually walking around with a mech right now too, so that's decent fun for him. We've got a buckler on the Lich, so just going to give that little bit of extra armor. It doesn't actually stack on the mech effect.
Invisibility.
It's just basically something to have if you want to just keep popping it off when you don't want to actually pop off the full mech. The pings are still going out from Lich. I'm guessing that's coming out from my other observers, but it's just basically 2 observer wards up on the top. Great observer ward place here. If you're ever just wondering, oh, hello, leap towards the top lane. They want to kill off Night Stalker. Unable to do so. Titan is here, so is Jugger. Juggernaut, I don't think he actually has his ultimate. That's why it's actually, no, he does. He does. He can really pop off something nice right now if he wants to go, but there's still a lot of heroes here. But while there's no creep wave, and while they're behind the tier 2 tower, that's the best time for him to pop off his ultimate. But the tier 2 tower will go down, so he wants to save it for a little bit more of a rainier day. And now the pressure will come in towards the top tower. They kill off this tower. They actually have a pretty big opening. The creep wave will now spawn. Gonna make life a little bit more difficult. The Dire can't really push in properly just yet. Hanging on the back end. They don't want to really get themselves caught out. They're worried about actually getting initiated on. They shouldn't really worry about it too much though. They don't really have anything, not like Tidehunter with that Blink Dagger. Arrow will fly. They got the vision of it. Windrunner almost walked into it. X marks the spot, pulls Jugger back, and now Jugger, best time for his ultimate. He's got to go, and he bounces around. He actually kills off Flish before he gets his ultimate off. And now they're fighting inside the main base. It's a bad play by the Dire. They've dived in way too far. Night Stalker's back up alive as well. This is not the way they saw this actually happening. They should probably lose out the Vengeful Spirit, who does actually tank that tower, has that negative urn charger as well, and now Night Stalker in the middle of the night time will want to initiate. There's still 4 heroes up. And the Aegis, the Immortal, was the thing that actually popped up during that, so Conquer did die very early on in the piece, and they gained nothing from it. There's no tier 3 tower down. There's no heroes that actually took a fall, unless Windrunner wants to be suicidal again. Arrow will fly. Viper will dive, and Viper is going to be really cautious right now. He's caught in a shackle shot, and the spin is so much. X marks the spot, wants to pull him back, but the magic immunity of the spin will keep him on the front lines, attacking on the Vengeful Spirit. Juggernaut gets himself a double kill, and he will want to get another one if they can slow him down. 4-staff push coming out. I'm guessing it's from Windrunner. It is, in fact, from Windrunner. Mirana ulti will go. There is no dust, so they can't reveal off the Invis hero. So Mirana will be able to actually escape with her ultimate.
Illusion.
So good successful defense there by the Radiant. So Maiden did actually pop off that dust, did she? Oh, she did too. Yeah, must just been out of range. Mid lane, Conker. That's a good time, but the blink up from Tidehunter. He's lucky that blink actually took enough mana to actually cancel off, well, not cancel, but drain the remaining mana he needed for his gush. And there's no stick charges for him to actually use. Yeah, 1050 range, that should have actually hit. Yeah. In the meantime, though, Nice Dog is still having fun with Mirana on top, who has now leaped herself back out again. Something which I wanted to actually talk about before as well is actually all the rest of the consumables. So you're actually seeing one right now on Tidehunter, the Smoke of Deceit, something which we saw used. In fact, just around this area, you'll only be revealed if you actually walk near an enemy unit. So if you walk near Mirana, I'm not talking illusions, don't count. If you actually walk near the real thing, yeah, then you die. Well, then you actually get revealed. So it doesn't really work too fun that way. Long cooldown, but it's great for initiation because you can walk past these wards. Juggernaut actually getting a kill on the bottom lane on Lich. In fact, getting a double kill with the Vengeful Spirit. Man, Jugger. And then just takes care of the creep wave. Tidehunter wants to come in this one, then realizes he's way too far in. So X marks the spot, pulls the Juggernaut back again. Spoiling out his fun. See the Javelin up now with the Demon Edge, looking for an MKB. Wants to have that damage, does not want to be phased by it. This gives you a true strike, so if anyone tries to actually go for like any form of evasion, it basically just destroys it. Viper in a lot of trouble now. So many heroes. Windrunner actually in a good position as well to get the shackle shot up. She was actually playing with her power shot there too. It was not always she wanted to fire it off. It was that casting time. So you can keep on actually, you can keep on actually starting up the power shot. But they won the last hit there on the Night Stalker. Night Stalker now with the Aghanim Scepter. Gives you clear vision during the night time. So Fog of War, as you can see on the mini-map there, is a large, large circle. So they got all this vision. They don't need wards for that.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So it's basically like a legal area of effect map hack is the best way of thinking of it.
Dire's middle
The Night Stalker gets the tower. He's still only got that Aghanim's at 40 seconds, 40 minutes, so it's not a hell of a lot. But it's enough to actually help out his teammates. Give that vision, let Juggernaut know what's coming. Now they're going to push it on that mid. Halaterra's already gone off, so negative armor for everybody. Torrent as well, will the ship actually follow? Might be possible. And Arrow will fly out as well. VS going for the swap on the Night Stalker. The Arrow has kept Juggernaut out, but Tidehunter blinks in with a great ultimate. Juggernaut is spinning himself well back. They've already lost too many. The Tidehunter ultimate was merely in defense. Windrun will now come off cooldown. She needs to pop it fast. Tidehunter will be the sacrificial lamb for this one. He threw himself into the mix and now will die. Conker actually just slicing him. And the word to Dutch Freak slaps him, in fact, in half.
Dire's structures are
Norway and Sweden still going at it. In the meantime, though, top lane, she can push out a little bit. But Conker just going on the defense duty up there on that top lane. She helmeted the Dominator up for Juggernaut as well. Also with that crit, so I'm happy to see that crit. Really happy to see that Chrysalis. Chrysalis being the first part, Demon Edge and then the recipe. They can almost buy up that Demon Edge as well. And that's what really gives Conker his strength when it comes to that fight. That initial blast of damage, which you're not expecting, really does hurt. And just watch it happen to this crit wave here. There you go. And that's just with the Chrysalis. That's not with the full Daedalus. Lincoln Sphere up on Mirana too. So at least a little bit of stability when she gets ulted on. Got to be careful for Juggernaut as well. If he jumps onto her, I'm actually trying to think if that actually does negate the ultimate. It's possible it actually does. So Juggernaut's got to be really careful about initiating on Mirana that way. Lincoln Sphere being that amazing ability which actually it blocks a targeted spell. So guys in the IRC chat, I don't know if you guys can remember. Yes, Lincoln's does. So yeah, okay, so it does actually block it. This is a learning game for us as well. So Roshan is now being attempted. They got to know this is happening though. Tidehunter's on the way in. Mirana leaps herself back out again. There goes our Sentry Ward. But Roshan is already dead once again. Aegis Immortal given a Conker. She hits a big arrow. Hit on Windrunner. Licholi's going to bounce as well. Right back into Tidehunter down to CM. But it jumps down to the creep wave. It was the only lucky thing to happen as well as Windrunner trying to actually run herself back out again. There was a slice there from Conker on the Night Stalker. From the blade, which actually got the kill. Tidehunter still trying to fight this. There's massive props right now. The radio for staying alive, and now Viper comes in. Tide realizes he's completely out over his head. And CM will now be the next one to go down. CM then Tide. 3 down. Night Stalker looking for kills in the back end of play. She better actually pick off the Vengeful Spirit. Does do so as well. Lorana pops off the ultimate. A very, very big slow. An X marks spot, brings him back towards the team. Still a lot of slow, even in the night time. He needs extra speed. Starfall will try and bring him down, but Night Stalker is very, very tanky, especially considering he does have that magic resistance from the cloak, but it's still not enough to keep him alive. Juggernaut is the only one left alive, and he is running back from that top lane. You have a big job to now defend up this mid. CM will respawn in a moment, so will Windrunner. The Glyph might buy them some time, but it might still be on cooldown. That Glyph has a very, very long cooldown time. Let's click on it right now, and, well, it says the Glyph is ready. So there we go, Glyph is now up. Arrow will now fly in. And now we'll actually see the Tier 3 tower go down. They need to defend this Rax. They can't lose. They might pick up Juggernaut as well. And there we go, huge crit! Huge crit! Already pops off the Aegis of the Immortal. Conker's back up again. He just wanted to whack on the Rax, but now the tower is gone. He can use his Lothars to get himself back out. Viper's got the same, but he exposes himself. He won't deal enough damage to kill off the Rax and gives Juggernaut 2 kills, not to mention Viper and Mirana on the sidelines. That Juggernaut crit was insane coming out from him, and it was in a radius as well. That's the power you get from the Blade Dance. Critical damage. 200% above what he actually wants. And your backdoor is legal. That's why the defense is there. Conker's trying for it. And we'll manage to Lothar's out. It's better when you can do that kind of stuff when the heroes are not inside the base regenning up. That Lothar's is about. Shadowblade does actually wear out. And he should be able to actually escape. Tunnel will probably want to blink up to him sometime soon. There we go. And Conker will probably die. Shackle shot doesn't actually latch onto anything. And then we go once again with the Lothars, but they actually throw down a Sentry Ward. Sentry Ward was dropped to actually have a check for that. So you can't run when you're actually revealed by the Invis. It's a big reason why we see so many Sentry Wards actually planted around here. 1 for de-warding, and also 2 for the main fact that, well, Viper as well as Conker both are walking around with Lothars. So yeah, with that Lothars, you can basically just move around pretty much invis. Now Night Stalker he's got to be the sacrificial lamb right now. Run in first. Juggernaut has more than enough money to buy back right now, and actually they are going to fall back. They're actually not going to look for the Rax. There's a wise move to actually do too. Both Viper as well as Conker are now back up again. Top lane was being pushed. It would have actually been pretty perilous if they actually just did decide to actually go for that. So now we do see Juggernaut going back to his farm. Interested to see what he does with his 4k gold. He could actually complete up his Satanic Helm of the Dominator. That's what it does go into. A lot more lifesteal that comes out from that. TP now going out. Looks like we've got one hero actually being called out, Night Stalker. Mirana is also there, but they're just going to finish up with the rest of the Ancients as well as the illusions there of Night Stalker. Again, getting called out. It really hasn't been Night Stalker's game. Night Stalker, 7 for 10 right now. It's kind of hard. Juggernaut, though, 13 for 3 with 311 CS. He's getting a lot further up than Conker, but Conker's been involved in a lot more fights. That's why he's still at level 21, but we do see Juggernaut at level 25, so he's a big, hard agi carry. And he still doesn't spend that 4k gold. He probably wants to save it for this moment. Arrow will fly. They need to defend this mid-Rax. They cannot let it go. And there goes the Tide Ravage. The Rax is still not down, but the illusion will take care of it. The ship from Conker will fly, and Crystal Maiden being split in half. She wanted to get in a good position to let off her ultimate, but it would not work in the end. And they basically, the amount of damage they do just then was next to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because of that horrible position, Tidehunter, also X marks spot, just basically destroys him. But they did nothing because of that Conker ship that just flew in over the top. I think we also saw the Lincoln Sphere actually pop off for a second. And that's that Conker damage I was telling you about. And there goes Juggernaut. They'll be forced to buy it back. Instant buyback. It's cost them very little in mana as well as big abilities. And they just claim 2 racks for naught. It's a big, big loss, and that's what happens when you put all your farm onto one hero. Now, the X marks the spot. It is so important for them to get the kill here on Juggernaut. If they get him, this is an official GG. Arrow will hit on Windrunner. Should be able to at least claim her off. Magic Missile, not enough mana for it. Now the silence goes. Juggernaut's back again. He wants to spin, and now Viper is going one-on-one with him. He just wants to bring him down. Crystal Main's going to come in, wants to put down Frostbite and try and push him back. Good Shackle Shot, actually holding Lich as well as Conqueror in place until Windrunner gets demolished into the deck. Nice Stalker forced back as well. But with Windrunner on the sideline, it's still a 4v5. And the heal is slowly coming out. We should have our mech charge off cooldown soon, but actually no, there's not enough mana to pop it. That's the reason why we haven't seen that mech go yet. Lich needs to sacrifice something. Now we can pop off that mech charge. Keep his teammates alive. Oh, he's just waiting for the initiation. CM's going to come up. And CM's just going to die. Nice Stalker getting torrented up. Titan goes back in again. But the Lich ulti, there were 3 of them there. Demolished. So this will be our GG call. It was basically after the 2 racks goes down. It's almost impossible to come back after that point. But still, the Radiant wanted to fight. And wanted to fight strong. But in the end, it just was not enough. And it's a big, big thing when you actually play, and this is a big thing I want to say out there to a lot of people who do play Dota 2 in the beta, and they play public games. I think, okay, I've got Juggernaut. That's going to be enough for me to win. I've got myself 313 CS. That's totally boss. 13 for 5. It was basically 13 for 3. But 13 for 5. I got so many kills. I'm awesome. I'm so awesome. My end gold, I had like 5k gold before the last fight started. Why did I lose? And you look at it, and you look at the levels. 23 for Kunkka, 20 for Lich, 20 for Mirana, 18 for Vengeful Spirit, and Viper on 19. Even though there was not a single level 25 hero in that lineup, it was still more than enough to actually carry through the game because they supported each other. They worked as a team. Every ultimate counted, and they worked as a squad, where Juggernaut was basically, we'll let him farm, he'll win the game for us because he's just that awesome. But yeah, it didn't work in the end. Night Stalker was really ganked hard. 7 for 11 is not something you ever see from a Night Stalker. Tight under the sacrificial lamb, 20 assists, so you can't really make him say, oh, Tight under, you play terrible. 20 assists, he got 2 for 13, so 13 deaths. He did an awesome job to actually farm up his Bling Dagger. That was actually pretty damn awesome for him to actually get to that point. But after that, there was nothing really else. He'd pop off his Ravage, worked pretty well, but then the mech charge will come in. There was enough damage to actually get the kill. And speaking of damage, a lot of it came out from Kunkka. He had a lot of damage coming out from him. And that's just from that Tidebringer with the extra crit off the back of it. That's why a lot of people do actually like to go with the Daedalus Ashy as the first item, because you can basically demolish an enemy lineup before the battle even starts. So that's the fun thing about the Daedalus. But he went with Battle Fury in the end, which wasn't a bad choice. Shadowblade to make sure he didn't die. That's why he ended up being 12 for 5 in the end of the play. But Windrunner also called out. Windrunner with some questionable decisions actually running through to actually chase down that Vengeful Spirit next to the Tier 1 tower and give a kill to Viper. Yeah. To team slow, let's give the king of all slow heroes in the world of Dota more kills. 14 kills, 23 assists is what actually happened for the Viper for Put Sand Infini Ma, whatever is how you say his name. Yeah, a lot of fun for him. Not amazing items for him. He actually ended up with a fair decent amount of gold. And yeah, really, he didn't really need much items. That's the cool thing about Viper. You get a Vanguard up on Viper, and with the Shadowblade as well, he didn't need anything else. Viper is a very minimalistic hero. It's kind of like why a lot of people actually enjoy playing a hero like Drow Ranger, or used to enjoy playing a hero like Drow Ranger, because she doesn't require a lot of farm. You use her ultimate, you get yourself like a hell of a lot more agility coming into your lineup, and it's just like, hey, sweet, I didn't really buy anything agility-wise, but if I get a Manta, awesome! If I get a Yasha, fantastic! And it's a great way of actually playing these very, very basic heroes that don't require a lot of farm, and they put the farm into the heroes that do need it, like Kunkka and like Mirana. Those kind of heroes, they do want their farm. And that's the kind of thing you're going to balance out your resources when you play Dota. But in the end, though, we'll see if we have another game coming up for you. Stick around. It's myself, Toby1 Kenobi, giving you your... I never really call myself Kenobi. It's just Toby1, guys. All my friends call me Toby1. Yeah. That was kind of a little bit weird. Yeah, so we'll be back here very, very soon for another game of Dota 2. Hopefully.